Today I'm going to show you how to make a sausage giardiniera tavern style pizza. Just as good as any restaurant pizza there is. All right, so we got some pre-prepared dough balls. These were made 3 days ago. Let's go ahead and take a look at them. And you can see how much these dough balls have risen and how good they look. Let's go ahead and select this one here. Let's get it on our counter. A little bit of bench flour, we'll incorporate it into here. All right, and this dough was taken out of the refrigerator this morning. It has now come to room temperature, and that's important because then it won't fight us as much. So we've got this nice little dough ball here. We're just gonna go ahead and press it down just a little bit. Be very gentle with this. And we're gonna use a rolling pin. The way I like to do it with the rolling pin is to go ahead and start it in the middle of the dough ball, press and roll it a little bit towards yourself. Spin this dough right in the middle. You can see how easy it is to work with this dough. And because we've allowed this dough to get to room temperature, you can see how easy it is to work with this dough. I'm doing it very gentle. I'm not driving it down. Just letting the rolling pin do the work. There we go. This is really shaping up to be a nice looking pizza. You know, for me, living here in Chicago, there are so many great tavern style places that I get pizza from. But it was really special when I learned how to make this style myself. And to be honest, I really love the dough that I make. I'm not running a restaurant. I'm basically making 4 doughs for my family or for people that come over. So I can really take the time to kind of shape and mold these doughs and make it just a really great pizza. So I still go out for plenty of pizzas, plenty of tavern styles, but I really enjoy making my own as well. All right, so let's start pushing this out just a little bit. Got kind of an oblong shape, but that's okay. We're gonna make this into about a 12-inch pizza. And remember, pizzas don't have to be perfect circles. When that pizza comes from your favorite tavern style place and you see it as a perfect circle, just know that they ran it through a sheeter, but afterwards they just kind of trimmed it off. We don't need to go that extra step here. I don't mind my pizza to be a little bit misshapen. But this looks like a pretty good sized circle here. Okay, so in order to make this a little bit easier, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and place this pizza, or this dough, onto a pizza screen. So we've got our pizza screen. We're gonna start off the bake with this dough on top of it. So let's go ahead and grab our dough here. I like to get it on. And just the reason we work with screens is because if you're not going very fast and you're taking the time to go through all these steps, eventually what will happen is your dough will stick to your pizza peel. So we're gonna start off on a screen, put it in the oven, and then once we get that pizza starting to cook a little bit, we're gonna go ahead and remove the screen from there. In many pizzerias, they'll use what's called a docker. It's a little rolling pin that's got some spikes in it. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna substitute that with a fork. The fork's gonna put some holes in this dough, and that is going to allow the air to escape so that this doesn't puff up like a real bready dough. This is gonna be more your cracker style. All right, so we got our pizza dough on the screen. We've got the fork has poked some holes in it. We've docked this pizza essentially. Let's go ahead and do our sauce now. Give the sauce one more stir. Start out with the sauce right in the middle. And let's go ahead and incorporate it throughout the entire pizza. For a tavern style pizza, the cheese and the sauce go all the way to the edge. There's no real heel or cornicione to the pizza. If the sauce is a good sauce, and this one is, I like to put a lot of sauce on it. But don't go too much. One of the keys to making good pizza is to not overload it with everything. All right, so we've got a good amount of sauce on this pizza. As it bakes also, the sauce will start to thin itself out just a little bit. Next, we're gonna go with our cheese. All mozzarella. Again, the cheese and the sauce go all the way to the edge of this pizza. Next, because this is Chicago, we're gonna do sausage. I like to put the sausage on top, not bury it under that cheese. The sausage that we're using here has been pre-cooked just a little bit. And again, because this is Chicago, we're going to do some giardiniera. Today I'm using the Moral Provisions Hot Giardiniera. For those of you not from Chicago that have never heard of giardiniera before, giardiniera is essentially, comes from the word the garden. And it's a mix of serrano peppers, carrots, celery, bell peppers, maybe a little bit of cauliflower. It's all pickled together and sits in soybean oil, and it adds just a little bit of kick. It also adds a little bit of crunch to it, so it really is a taste and texture thing. So we've got ourselves built a tavern-style cheese, sausage, and giardiniera pizza. Let's go ahead and get this in the oven. So our oven is set at 490 degrees. We've got a baking steel surface that we're gonna go ahead and bake on. Remember I talked about we're gonna use it on a screen at first, so let's go ahead and just get this on here. Close it up. It's probably gonna be about 15 minutes or so, but really the pizza is done when it's done. So let's just try and keep an eye on it. All right, our pizza's done. Let's go ahead and grab it out. Now my favorite part of this, I get to use the mezzaluna. We'll go ahead and make some cuts. I like to go 3 across and 3 the other way, so. And that's how you make a sausage and giardiniera tavern-style pizza. So as you can see, it's fairly simple to make a really good tavern-style pizza at home. I promise you that the more you practice, the better it'll get. You'll be able to impress your friends and family. Now, I'd like to send a huge thank you to Anthony from the Pizza Culinary Academy here. Check him out online at pizzaculinaryacademy.com. That's where I trained to get my Pizziola certification, as well as to do tavern style, stuffed, deep dish, even New York style. And when you're in Chicago, don't forget to take a Chicago Pizza Tours. You can find us at chicagopizzatours.com. Thanks so much.